hope that you can hear the magic of the crystal tuning fork. So this is a crystal tuning fork, clearing the energy in your field right now. Good evening. Welcome to Tuesday night's Rocks with Ree. I am Rihanna. I'm the Stone Maven at the Dreaming Goddess, and welcome to our Tuesday night event. So I'm happy to, Oh yeah, the dogs don't like that sound. That's right. They're a little unsure about that high-pitched noise. Hi, Gail. Hi, Angie. Nice to see you there. And so welcome all of my stone friends. Tonight, I have a treat for you all. My guest tonight is Clear Quartz. And I'd like to start the year off somewhere in January talking about quartz because it feels like it's a good refresher for those of us who work with stones on a regular basis. And it's really one of the building blocks, the foundation crystals for the mineral kingdom. Oh yeah, funny that crystal tuning fork got your dog's attention, everyone. So that's kind of fun. So everyone is paying attention, even your dogs. All right, so clear quartz. Let me hold up a beautiful specimen of clear quartz. How's this one? It's a pretty big specimen. Clear quartz is 1/3 of the Earth's crust is made of clear quartz. So each quartz is about, I'd say, 100 to 125 million years old. All right, so the quartz formed over 100 million years ago. They're just profound. They are the supreme gift of Mother Nature. They contain the entire color spectrum within their light. Yeah, they are master healers. Yep, magical, magical, monstrous this one is, right? And this one is a rocket base. It's self-healed. I have lots to tell you about. And this one's too heavy for me to hold up for the whole time we're going to be chatting. But the same magical qualities that are in that giant piece are in this tiny little piece. So don't worry if this is what's in your pocket. You're still going to get a powerful punch of magic from this tiny little specimen. All right, so let me tell you about clear quartz. Again, it is 1/3 of the Earth's crust. It's 100 to 125 million years old, right? It grows on every country in the world. Basically, where we live here in Dutchess County, most of the ground is quartz. When we lived in Pleasant Valley, quartz on the ground when we were hiking. High Park, the same thing. The ground is just covered with quartz, and that energy radiates up from the earth right into your home. So that's kind of a cool thing, right? So clear quartz amplifies, so it magnifies, amplifies, boosts everything. It is programmable. What else? And it has a memory. Those three things are the most important and most amazing things about quartz, that it is an amplifier, it can be programmable, and it has a memory. Those are the three really awesome qualities about this stone, which is pure silicon dioxide, 100% pure silicon dioxide, has a hardness of about 7. All right, it's up there on the hardness scale. It's a pretty little specimen. And this is how it just grows naturally. It has a hexagonal growing shape, which means it has 6 sides. Water's crystal molecule also is a hexagram with 6 sides, but that's another story that I'm not going to talk about tonight. So I have a whole class on clear quartz and water, and it's a pretty powerful connection that I love. All right, so clear quartz resonates with its human at the level of your particular needs. And what does that mean? So if you were to pick out a quartz crystal, that crystal would begin to harmonize with the frequency in your body, all right, where you needed it most. So if there were places in your body that needed to be amped up, the quartz would begin to amp those energies up. Think about that and how that works, right? So if you have some kind of deficiency energetically, which we all do in our bodies, the quartz goes right to that deficiency and brings the frequency up. Think about the healing properties that will bring to you. All right? Yes, yes. So that's how you, just by having it, all right? There's so much I want to talk to you about quartz, but I'm going to try to keep this to, 20, 25 minutes, and maybe we have to do a second night. But okay. So focusing, amplifying, storing, and transforming energy is what quartz does. And because of that, in the technology world, we have ultrasounds, we have computer memory chips, you have watches, you have radios. It's used in all kinds of technology, right? Because of the magic that it can do. It's piezo and piezoelectric, which means it can move electromagnetic energy from heat and pressure. That is also totally profound. So that's why you find it in a lot of equipment. But think about our body as a piece of equipment that absolutely needs clear quartz near it and on it, probably all the time. I do find that I don't sleep well when quartz is near my nightstand. So even though some people swear by it by their nightstand, I find it to be too much energy for me when I need to shut my brain off, because it clears the mind out and helps you to really focus. And for me, I need to shut my mind off, because from the moment that I wake up to the moment that I lay my head upon my pillow, my cues are going off. My brain is constantly thinking and processing. So I don't need this at night. I need a good drink and a smoke and a sleeping pill. No. No, I have stones all around my bed to try to help. And I do, use other help. Anyway, let's move on. So, how do you use quartz? Let me tell you, I want to read a couple of little paragraphs. Let me see. Because these I can't repeat. And so, the energies of amplification, programmability, and memory make clear quartz the most versatile and multi-dimensional stone in the mineral kingdom for healing, meditation, expansion of consciousness, communication with your guides, past life recall, attracting love or prosperity, or virtually any purpose. However, This power comes with responsibility. To benefit from clear quartz blessings, one must feel in harmony with it. Intent other than good inevitably brings harm back to oneself. That's from Robert Simmons. Robert Simmons also says it provides a clear corridor for higher vibrational frequencies of the spirit realm to be in your space, right? So it is opening up almost like a portal to allow the higher energies to connect to your frequency, right? It's reaching up, opening up your crown chakra so that source energy, all your guides and, angels can reach you. All right. One more thing I want to read, and that is, this is from Melody. This is from Love is in the Earth. Clear quartz produces a field of healing negative ions while clearing the surroundings of positive ions, protecting the aura. It dispels static electricity and cancels out the harmful effects of radiation and radioactivity. Those are Melody's thoughts on it. All right. So, how do you program it? Let's start at the beginning and talk about how when you first get your clear quartz. Now, clear quartz has a memory. Let's start there. So, just by touching and being with this stone, just touching this amazing point, it is connecting to my energy, and my energy is making an imprint on this tower. Right? That's just how quartz works. You touch it, it takes on the imprint of my frequency. So what does that mean? That means when you buy quartz, any type of quartz, you want to deprogram anybody else's energy that's fondled it, that has held it, that has thought about buying it, right? So whenever you buy a new clear quartz piece, you want to absolutely deprogram it, clear its energy. That can happen by, again, it's intuitive. It's an intuitive process. You can, let me just fix the screen. Thanks. Now it's crooked. All right, anyway, who cares? You can, I am no longer a dissolve my salt in water and soak my crystals in water person. And I don't advise it because even myself, and I know a lot about rocks, I don't want to put a stone in liquid if I don't absolutely know it's not going to harm it. So I have decided that I'm no longer doing that. Lots of stones are porous. Lots of stones grow with water in there and salt. Not water, but salt, and so they dissolve. Anyway, the best thing to do is lay it in a bed of salts. We sell a blend of purifying salts that is sea salt plus some other herbs that are good for clearing. You can make your own blend, right? So just lay it on a bed of salt. You can lay it on a bed of rice because rice draws out things. Rice is absorbent. So it'll draw out any energies that are imprinted in the quartz, right? Absolutely throw out the rice, don't eat it, all right? Throw the rice out, compost it. As far as the salts that you're using, you can reuse your salts for clearing other stones. Don't take a bath in those salts. Maybe that's common sense, but I want to say that out loud. Like, don't reuse the salt, don't eat it, don't ingest it, don't bathe in it. But you can continue to reuse the salt to clear other stones. It's all about your intuition. Trust yourself. When you go, I've cleared enough stones with that, I'm throwing it out. Do that, okay? So rice, salt, running it under cold water, running it in a stream bed. I loved when I lived by the stream. I would put all my stones in a colander and go out and let the water just run through my colander. When you go to the beach, bring your stones and a colander. Let them be in the ocean water. They love that. All right. So those are some sage herbs, burning them, putting them through the smoke of burning herbs. All those clear the energy. And that's how you begin. You want to start with your clear quartz having a clean base for your energy. All right. So I want to program this obelisk to be in the center of my grid that I'm creating for what? Let's just say prosperity. You can program it for anything. That's the magic of quartz. All right. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to program this with you right now. All right. So what it's doing is it is absorbing your frequency. That is your vibration. Frequency and vibration are almost the same word. All right. So I am going to imagine in my body myself being abundantly financially secure. All right. So what happens is I have to believe that that is true to create the vibration in my body. So I recommend that you do a little meditation, pull the image in of you being successful, of you being financially secure, having the new job, having the new lover, having the new home, whatever that it is that you're manifesting. Visualize it as it is so, right? That it has happened, you're at the end result, and really sink in to the feeling, to the deliciousness of that manifestation. That's the magic, okay? And then, so I'm feeling it in my body, so I'm really not, but pretend I am, all right? And I'm gonna hold the crystal with my hands over my heart, and I'm gonna sink into my heart and let that energy radiate through my hands right into the crystal. Do you see that my heart's connected to the energy in the ends of my hands? So I'm just filling up my field with the deliciousness of being prosperous. Okay, we're gonna stick with the prosperity. And now this could be 5-10 minutes of meditating and filling my quartz crystal with the frequency of my delicious manifestation vision. Then, as long as no one else touches this, I stick it on the center of my grid. I surround this with, green candles, maybe $100 bill. I put it on top of $100 bill. I burn green candles. I use other abundant crystals like malachite, citrine, aventurine, things that are copper, pyrite, money drawing stones, and I create the grid with this in the center. All right. Maybe I write a letter. I put that underneath it. So that letter, the energy that I wrote in the letter is just pouring into the quartz crystal. It then takes that energy and stores it and amplifies it. It's going to be shooting that energy because now the energy is directed out through the point of the obelisk, directing it out into the universe, up to my higher self, creating a corridor for spirit to answer. That's the magic. Now, you have to pay attention to your grid. You have to be, spending some time with it. All crystals, when we take our attention away from them from any period of time, their energy just drops down, like an undusted shelf. So I pay attention to the stones. I want to keep their energy up. I pay attention to them. I sit down at this altar and I keep sending that frequency to the crystal on this altar. And that is how you manifest things you never imagined. Using a quartz crystal just intensifies that process so much. All right. So that is how you clear them. That is how you program them. All right. Pretty cool, right? You can use your clear quartz. Now, this is clear quartz sand. Does that come out? Does the writing come out backwards, I wonder? But it's clear quartz sand that our distributors, what they decided to do was, as they're shaving and shaping crystals, it makes all kinds of dust. So they started saving it. They were so smart. This container of clear quartz powder sand, you can put this at the bottom of the dish of your stones, and it's going to amplify the energy of the entire bowl. You can put all your stones inside of clear quartz sand, and I think that the girls pinned this to the toolbar, pinned this to the top of the feed, that you can purchase this and put all your stones on it, and it amplifies the energy of everything. I love that. So no matter what you're working on, you can amplify the energies with the sand. Clear quartz grows in all kinds of crazy ways. Now, I'm not going to get into that because y'all know I could talk about it for hours. And as it is, I can go on and on and on about clear quartz. We just put it in the new moon bath, little teeny quartz pieces, because you want to take it in the bath with you. You want it to be programmed for love, self-love, whatever deliciousness you're working on, put it in the bathtub with you. Keep it near you. Program a quartz that you're wearing to, be delightful all day long. It'll amplify that energy around you all day. Now, I don't let people touch my quartz at home. Everyone touches the quartz here, and that's okay because it's not theirs yet. But at home, once I've worked with my quartz, I don't want anybody touching them. And I also don't want people to touch my jewelry quartz. And sometimes I figured out how to do this little dance where I kind of, maneuver around people. Not so much now during COVID, but know that if someone is wearing a clear quartz necklace, don't touch it. Don't reach in and want to see it close up. Know that that is their personal space and that they've programmed that quartz. So do them that favor and know that that's true. The one thing I want to leave you with, because I could go on and on about quartz, and if you'd like, I can do another quartz and talk about the different faces, the shapes, all kinds of things if you would like. But one of the things that's dear to me and that I believe, and indigenous tribes and ancient civilizations believed the same thing, and it's become another popular thought process again as we evolve, is that quartz at one point was a living consciousness. Some people think that's crazy, other people kind of jump on that board. And so they grew, they had a consciousness, and when they were finished, they moved on. So it's as if they seeded the planet with this amazing frequency and then moved on. Maybe they've come back and we're reincarnated, and when we find the perfect crystal, maybe it was a crystal that we grew for ourselves. Oh my gosh. So think about that. Contemplate that in your dream time, that it is very possible, and it's nothing that ever can be proved by science, but it's possible that there are beings. Yeah, I have so much I want to tell you. So you know what? I'm going to do quartz part 2 next week. All right. And next week, I'd like to talk about how they grow specifically, and the different formations, and why you would choose different shapes and different formations naturally in the quartz. So if you don't mind, I'm going to talk about it again and give you part 2 next week. Does that sound good? I hope that is. And in the meantime, if you wanted to research a little bit more, I would highly recommend checking out Marcel Vogel. He's from the 80s, 70s, and 80s. His videos are very dated. The clothing is funny, and I appreciate watching. And oh, good, I see some people going, yes. All right, good. So look up Marcel Vogel. and get ready, because I'm going to talk about some of his concepts. I love his work, and it will be included in what we talk about next week. So thank you. Please do share the video. Leave me a comment if you have found any of this information inspiring, or if you have any questions, leave a comment. I would love that. Definitely tag your friends, share the video, and tomorrow for my review, which is normally at noontime, because the inauguration, today we have 12 hours left, I guess, of not even. We are coming down to the wire. We're shifting power in our country. And so tomorrow I'm going to be doing a 10 o'clock review, and it's going to be a meditation where I've set up a grid, and we're just going to be sending out loving energy out into the universe. That's it. Nothing political, just love. And it'll be at 10 o'clock tomorrow instead of noontime. Okay? All right, awesome. Thank you for tuning in. I love seeing all your names and seeing your hearts, and I'm going to go and read the comments. Have a blessed evening. Mwah. Go clear your quartz and program it for your highest, best good.